Starts first down and 10 at their own 10-yard line. And Tevin Coleman with some running room. Tevin Coleman down the sideline. Coleman, one man to beat. Tevin Coleman's going to go 90 yards, and Indiana takes the lead. Randos scrambles, thought about the pitch, keeps it himself down the sidelines. He could go. Antoine Randall L. touchdown. To the end zone, that's hauled in with one hand by McCulley. Touchdown, Indiana.
Welcome to episode 216 of the podcast that you found, you seeked out, you turned it on your listening device. You know what it is. It's the Hoosier Happy Hour podcast. And you know who it is. It's Bragley here with Brandon. What's up, Brando?
Let's go.
Yes.
I am excited, especially after doing UCLA's preview. I wish they had more than one game sample size to go after, but after watching the highlights of their Hawaii game, after listening to Foster, after watching highlights of IU, holy cow, I'm ready to run through a wall.
Yeah. If you didn't get it by now, or if you can't read, or if you didn't read the title of the podcast, we're here to preview the game against UCLA, which is this Saturday at the Rose Bowl. IU's going to the Rose Bowl Saturday night, national TV, NBC, Peacock, 7:30 kick Eastern. Thank God. IU, and you tell me if it's changed as of time of making
Whoa.
the outline.
You said thank God. So does that mean, like, what does that mean? Unpack.
It's just not packed. Unpack is perfect. Thank God is in like, it's not 7:30 California time, aka used to be UCLA 10:30 kickoff.
If it was a 10
dude,
o'clock.
it'd be nuts. It'd be nuts. Sunday, just shut it all down. You're staying on the couch all day, not moving. But yeah, no, I think it'll still be litty anyway at 7:30. So, yeah, man, 7:30 kick, love it. Even if it was here, I'd love that. IU favorite by 3 points as of this morning as it moves.
I'm looking at it right now on the ESPN app. It is still -3.
Okay, over under 47.5.
I have 49.5.
49. So then there you go. I even put a little note here. Check at time of podcast, and I just didn't check. It did open at 1.5. There you go. It did open at 1.5. So IU getting quite a bit of movement on the money.
And the over-under started at 46.5. I think people are starting to see how bad this UCLA defense is and possibly how good this IU offense is.
Oh, I don't know if their defense is bad. Now, you've watched them. I haven't watched them. I've just
all I went was the ESPN, like, they have it all on YouTube. There's like a 12-minute game recap. That's all I watched. I mean, when I say watch, I didn't sit down and like watch the UCLA Hawaii game. I went to YouTube, typed in UCLA, Hawaii popped up, game recap, 12 minutes. That's what I've done. I put in the time. I've spent days laboring over Deshaun Foster's offensive philosophy.
That's more research than I think any of us have done in a long time.
I don't know.
Get it?
Your little opponent breakdown's pretty nice. Do you think when they originally scheduled this game that they had any idea this was the best Big Ten game of the week?
Is it? Is it though? I'm looking right now. I mean, Big Ten.
I make a joke because
absolutely.
It's the only one. It's the
only one. Game. Okay, I'm looking through here right now. Like, yeah, it is the only Big Ten.
You ruined the joke. This was supposed to be funny, and you were just like, "Oh,
sorry."
No. Yeah, it was a joke. It's the only Big Ten game on. My question to you: what game is better, Maryland, Virginia, or IU, UCLA?
IU, UCLA. Maryland, Virginia is going to be awful. Awful.
Defense optional.
I don't know if there's. Yes. I mean, obviously, there's some other really good matchups on the slate Saturday. Some are going to be big time
I don't
blowouts.
I don't know of any.
I've got
I
it
don't
on the
know of any.
schedule
It's
here
a
to go
very
through here a little
bad.
bit later.
This entire college football weekend is weak. Just in general,
Yeah.
we'll go through it. At least in the Big Ten, but like, do you know the big top 25 matchup is Boston College, Missouri?
That's the big one.
That's it. That's the only two ranked teams playing this weekend, unless you count Friday's Arizona versus Kansas State.
I do not count that one.
It's a bad weekend of college football, to be honest, just in general, which, again, back to my original question, that's why I think this got a primetime game. I think people can sell the Rose Bowl. They can sell Deshaun Foster's opening Big Ten game versus Sig's first Big Ten game. They know IU fans will watch, even if it's IU football. IU primetime, any sport is gonna draw fans. I think we got kind of lucky, but I think all eyes in college football are gonna be on this game, and that makes me even more excited. Because, if we were going against another top 25 matchup, or we were going against some of the, the bigger teams, if Penn State was having a whiteout game, I could be like, all right, well, we'll be second fiddle. Do you know who we're competing against? I mean, you don't, but want me to say some other games? Would you rather watch IU UCLA or Georgia be a 27-point favorite against Kentucky? You're not watching that.
Obvious answer. No.
Are you watching Air Force Baylor, who Baylor just got beat? Okay. Are you watching?
No offense. Thank you for your service, but I'm not. As soon as you said Air Force, I was done.
San Diego State Cal. That is who IU's going up against in equal TV slate. It's really bad. So
it's terrible.
Again, to bring this full circle, it's been very long-winded. It's us. It is literally us on primetime television, 7:30 Saturday night.
Did you see the promo for the game?
Absolutely. I have not seen it, actually. I went to bed at end of first quarter. So
don't, because they pump UCLA hard. They're like, the Hoosiers travel to the Rose Bowl, and it's just like there's one little clip of IU from last year, and then it's just all UCLA after that.
Good.
But whatever.
Good.
I don't care.
Childish Gambino, good.
Yeah, good. Yep. Nailed it. All right, let's get into it. Let's break down the opponent, because I'm sure you've got a lot of stuff to say. I've got a decent amount to say on both sides of the ball too. Let's start on offense. It's basically the Evan Garber show, and Evan Garber is kind of meh, right? So far, I mean, really throughout his entire career, he's been kind of meh. Only game of the season went against what is traditionally a powerhouse defense in Hawaii, and went 19 of 38, 272, which is fine. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Also led the rushing attack with 47 yards. What do you know about this Evan Garber fella?
Well, he's been there for this is his 4th year, right? He was their starter when their stud went down, right, last year.
I think so, yeah. And he comes from Washington. I think Washington or Washington State. And I think he played a little bit at his previous school.
No, he's been at UCLA.
Never really. Has he really? I thought he's
been at UCLA for 4 years. He's from Newport Beach. He's a California. Okay. Look at him. He looks about as
I have seen
Beach, as he's got very punchable face. He's got daddy has a lot of money face. Like daddy has a lot of money face. Serviceable last year, 67%, 4-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. But the thing that I love is dude's Alex Smith. Listen to his average over 4 years. 7.9, 7.8, 7.2 for a 7.4, right? He's thrown the ball 275 times for 2,000 yards. Dude is not going to stretch the field. He's not insanely accurate. His longest pass in 4 years is 53 yards. and he runs for 3 yards a carry. So he's going to check it down a lot. He's going to play safe. They're going to have 8, 9, 10, 12 play drives to score. Try it on this defense. Try it consistently.
I want to know who I was thinking of. The Washington guy. It bothers me. It's definitely not him.
Not him.
And
No,
it's
he's been
Garbers. We can't drop. Yes, Garbers. It's my fault.
Gerber, baby.
Let me give you some insight as far as this powerhouse of Hawaii goes. Hawaii ranks in the lower half of the country in total defense after 2 games, which is against Delaware State, where I think they were favored by 39 points, did not cover, and then UCLA, both of them in Hawaii. They do have some weapons outside. They've got a kid from Notre Dame, which went over 100 yards last week. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but again, nothing that's too scary, nothing that I think that we haven't seen. And if you haven't seen what FIU just did to Central Michigan on Saturday, I think we might have shut down a pretty decent offense at FIU. They put 52 on them, if you didn't look that up. They won 52-14, I think, against the Chippewas. But really, there's no run game outside of Garbers. I'm trying to look throughout here. Let's see here. Continue to struggle against our defense. So our defense is only allowed 65 total yards rushing.
Okay, well, let's jump to their running back, Keegan Jones, right? Also a guy that's been there 4 years. So Garber, 1-year starter, similar to Keegan Jones, who's kind of been a career backup. 131 carries, 4.9, but that's because of last year where he ran 14 times for an 11-yard average. But guy's not a bell cow. But he can't. The only thing that minorly scares me, guy catches. He has 35 catches for 361 and 4 tutties. So he is a capable back out of the backfield. And Garbers, he's not a runner, but he can scramble. So the only thing that worries me on this is Garbers and Keegan Jones broken play checkdowns.
Yeah.
Right. Just ugly football. That it's really hard to fit. It doesn't even matter how good your team is, right? Like when you muck it up and you just have guys running all over the place, that can be a little tough to defend. But I think when we get to our score prediction, I'm not too scared. I'm not too worried about this.
Unfortunately, offense. I'm not either, but I got to be careful. Let me go through some other stats real quick that I've got in here, just to kind of give you an idea of what they're going up against. Now, granted, competition, you got to take that with a grain of salt on this, but IU's currently repping the 3rd overall ranked defense. They've allowed 5 points per game, 1 total touchdown in 2 games, and 151 total yards per game. It's insane. 4 for 13. UCLA went 4 for 13 on 3rd down against Hawaii, and IU's got an incredible 3rd down defense. So I think it's going to be really tough. Again, you can go back and listen if you want more detail, if Brandon doesn't give you any after I'm done talking, into their offensive line or some of their weapons on the outside, but there's not anybody that jumps off the page of somebody that's like, you've got to be scared and you've got a game plan for. I mean, really outside of Garbers, and that's not somebody that I'm too worried about. So you got anything else you want to add on their offense?
Yeah, I mean, they got TJ Harden. Again, another receiving back. You look at his rushing, and it is very unimpressive. 6'2" kid from LA, averages 5.6 yards a carry, but only 200 carries in 3 years. Again, he's an upperclassman. He's a senior, but basically he's done nothing. But again, another guy that's got 28 catches for 177. So both guys are going to trot out there, can catch out of the backfield. I don't know what that means, but I at least wanted to point it out. They also have a tight end transfer from Oregon that does have some big plays. Very, very small sample size. I'm talking less than 20 catches, who's also a senior. But he did come from Oregon and was pretty highly pretty highly rated. Hasn't done anything in his career, but
Yeah, so there we go. I mean, so not a whole lot to chat about. Again, you can go back and check our early preview back. Man, I got to start referencing these a little bit better, but we did a preview a while back on UCLA, but it's all in chronological order, so I'm sure you can find it.
I think we may have lost Bragg, but I can touch on the defense here a little bit. To me, there's a few guys. One is a DB, KJ Wallace, a journeyman at Notre Dame for 3 years and didn't really do anything. And 3 years he went to Georgia Tech, was a 2-year starter at Georgia Tech, put up some good numbers, put up some real good numbers, some sack numbers, some interception numbers, some tackle numbers. So impressed with KJ Wallace. He's a DB that I think can cause some things. Another DB that, again, I think KJ Wallace is probably their best defender on paper. They do have a linebacker. Seth is not here, but his name is Carson Schwesinger. You almost got to say, I have gum in my mouth right now. You almost got to say it with gum. He's a senior, a junior, California kid. Again, looks like another California kid. Hasn't done really anything, but he did put up numbers against Hawaii. And then the last guy I wanted to talk about was Cahill, another linebacker from Reno, Nevada, that actually went to Alabama. A bit highly recruited guy, was at Alabama for 3 years, and didn't really do much. Started about half the season last year for UCLA, and did okay. 3 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 18 solo tackles, and he has had a pick 6 before. So those are the 3 guys I'd look at: KJ Wallace and Cahill, obviously, the pedigree guys, and then Schlesinger as sort of the as the upperclassmen. But man, overall, it doesn't have the bite that IU does. You put IU's defensive stats up against UCLA's stats, and obviously 2 games to 1, and is Hawaii's better than Western Illinois, but they're probably not as good as FIU. You're kind of creating your own narrative with these small sample sizes against the opponents that both teams have played, but it is a stark difference when looking at the offensive stats and the defensive stats, even in a per game basis. When you're looking at both of these, so
I think
we'll see.
Can you hear me? Am I back?
I can hear you now. I just broke down 3 players, 2 transfers, 1 from Alabama, 1 from Georgia Tech, that were pretty good and had decent games, and then I broke down a linebacker, Schlesinger, who's kind of been there forever, who kind of really hasn't done anything. So I highlighted 3 players. If you kind of want to talk about the defense as a whole.
Who were the guys that you mentioned from Alabama?
So I mentioned KJ Wallace, who started his career in the listeners have already heard this. Started at Notre Dame, highly ranked kid, put 2 years of stats together at Georgia Tech, transferred into UCLA for his COVID senior year. So I look for KJ Wallace to be an impact DB. Then 2 guys you have in here, I mentioned Cahill and Schlesinger as guys in the middle. Cahill as being a guy from Alabama who came in really highly rated, and Schlesinger, who's been in the program for a while.
Yeah, and they only allowed 51 yards rushing in their first game against Hawaii. So, I mean that could be a good starting point, I guess, for their defense, is try to shut down IU's rushing attack, and once you do that, then you're going to make us one dimensional with probably our best position group. So, we'll see how that works out. I mean, that Brandon mentioned mucking it up earlier when talking about the offense. And I think that if their defense can do anything, I think that's the part of the team that's going to keep them in the game. So let's stop talking about UCLA and see if I can get my thoughts back together now that we're all on the same page. And let's talk IU players to watch. We'll just do 1 on each side of the ball. I'll let you go first. I've got 3 listed. So if you take one, you take one.
So I mentioned this more in the preview with you and I than I really did at the top of the show. but Foster went out to call out Rourke in a good way, saying that, one guy that jumped off on film and he said Rourke in the most awkward way possible. I'd read you the transcript, but not even I can fake being that awkward. I'm a pretty good actor, but I can't even do that justice. So I'm looking at Rourke because he's already making Foster see ghosts. So I look for Rourke to have a big game, especially if the offensive line can keep him clean.
Okay. All right. Well, that was one of my three. I'm going to go with Elijah Surratt. I want to see if he can back up a huge game against obviously inferior opponent, national television, big time spotlight. You're supposed to be one of the top transfer wide receivers in the country. I think top 2. I think he was second ranked behind some other guy that went to LSU, but let's see if he can do it again. I mean, he totally disappeared, whether it was game plan or not, against FIU. He got a much smaller opponent last week, destroyed him. Let's see what he can do against the UCLA defense that, again, secondary-wise, nothing jumps off the page. Their pass defense isn't the best in the world either, but I think that may be the way we're going to have to go. So to lean on somebody that's got a lot of experience with Rourke and Elijah would be big time for our offense. Who do you got on defense?
I'm staying with the offensive line. I teased it a little bit, but guess who was our highest rated PFF lineman so far this season? It shouldn't be a surprise.
Offensive line or defensive line?
Offensive line.
Oh,
it's so easy. Carter Smith by a mile. You said they're going to send pressure, right? They're going to send pressure from everywhere. But how do you lock down pressure is anchoring your tackles, right? I feel incredible with Carter Smith lining up as the anchor tackle for Curtis Rourke. So I'm going to see how he holds up against a team that's going to send pressure from everywhere. But again, I look for him to continue just to stack up NFL level quality tape.
All right. I was looking for a defensive player here, but
I thought we were doing 2 offensive.
Did I say that? I thought I
Yeah.
specifically said 1 on each side of the ball. That's okay. I can go for another one. This is going great. I'll go Tyson Lawton.
I think Michael's seeing ghosts.
I think so. Maybe. I'll go Tyson Lawton for my second one. He's been a surprise to me. I think that if you go back and listen to a lot of our preview stuff, I don't think either one of us or any of us had Lawton making a big impact or at least starting or doing any of this stuff. I think a lot of the arrows were pointed at Ellison and Black as far as being like the top 2 backs, and that showed as well in the spring game. But Lawton has been incredible through the first 2 games. Again, another super experienced guy, a big back that can make you pay for it. I'd like to see what Tyson can do against this defense. It's what seems to be a halfway decent rushing defense. Again, it's Hawaii. They don't really run the ball that much, so we'll see. Defense now, Brandon.
Defense. So I drafted Alvin Kamara, and everyone laughed at me because they said he was too old. Yet he put up another RB1 performance. So I'm going to watch a lot of Kamara this weekend. I'm going to watch Mikel Kamara. I thought he had his breakout game. I think he's got a ton of confidence. He plays with swagger. He's super fun to watch. He's always getting the players hyped up. Mikel Kamara is a defensive player that I'm looking for because I think you can get to Garbers. I think Garbers will be someone who puts himself in bad spots because he doesn't have much of a pocket presence, and I think Kamara could feast.
Yeah, and I think that the guy that's going to help him with that, or maybe the 2 guys, I guess I probably need to mention both of them because I'm not sure who would be the spy. Because I think you're going to have maybe the majority of the time going to have one of the linebackers, whether it's Fisher or Walker, spying him.
I'd be shocked if it wasn't Walker.
Yeah, and this is all just based off of Coach Sig's press conference from today, where he mentioned, or he was asked about keeping him in, or talking about who's gonna watch him, who's gonna keep him in, what are they gonna do to try to shut him down, and mentioned both the linebackers, Fisher, Walker, anybody else that comes in, just trying to keep him in the pocket, exactly like what you said, keeping him in there like that, that's going to make a huge difference, and force hopefully some turnovers. So do you have anybody else? Do you want to do 2 on defense? Are you good?
Again, so I mean, I think Flores is a legit receiver. I'm excited to see Flores and Pons line up together. I think Garbers is a one-read quarterback, and when he doesn't see the one read, he's going to try to scramble and check down. So I think if Pons and possibly JoJo and Jameer, because we don't really flip sides. So I'm excited to watch Flores against any of those 3 corners, specifically Pons, because I think if you can force Garbers into a second or third read, the play's done. The play's shot. So whatever corner is on Flores, I guess, is a little bit of a cop-out answer, but that's my answer. It's what I'll be watching.
There you go. I'll be watching to see if we're going to give up another touchdown or field goal right before the end of the half, because that's
will lose
stop.
his
And Coach
mind.
Sig, again, he mentioned he will lose it. Yes. All right, cool. Is that it for that? Everybody, we're good there picking players to watch. Everybody watch those people. Just do that. All right. Before we move on to the randos and then predictions, and then we can, if we have time, I guess we can go through the awful Big Ten slate. We can give you guys some stuff to lose some money on. But before we do that, this episode is brought to you by your go-to expert in Indiana real estate market. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, invest in a home right here in the heart of the Hoosier State, Garrett Lawton with True Blood Real Estate is the agent you need. He's not only a real estate agent, he's my friend. He's Brandon's friend. He's also a Hoosier fan just like you. Garrett knows Indiana inside and out, from Bloomington to Indianapolis, everywhere in between. Plus, his personalized service makes the buying and selling process smooth and stress-free. So if you're ready to make a move, give Garrett a call at 317-410-8851 or visit his website at Lawton, Lawton, -realty.com. It's rando time, Brando. What do you got?
There we go. Got some rapid fire LA questions. What's the best part of LA?
Dude, I've been there one time. What's the best part? I don't know. I don't know if I can answer that question. I guess
I shouldn't. I know if
food?
we had a diversified listenership, I wouldn't say this. I'm going to say it anyway. A California 10's real. Let's just say
Okay.
that. The women are smoke.
You said what I wanted to say. Okay.
The women are smoke. So that's the best part. I've been to LA, I don't know, probably half a dozen times. I got friends there. Sasha's got friends there. It doesn't matter. It's not a brag. I'm just saying I've been there plenty enough times. You don't have the sample size. What do you think the worst part of LA is? And if you don't have one, I do.
I saw Skid Row, like physically, like right next to it. That was pretty bad. What is the worst part about it though? I don't know. I was there for 3 days, I think, and I didn't really have a terrible time. I had a pretty good time when we were out there.
Yeah. So there's so many bad things about LA. I mean, some of the things that are true, but they aren't the worst. LAX, awful airport.
Yes.
The traffic is absolutely insane. The cost of things, ridiculous. But the worst part are the people, the way they talk, the way they act, their attitude towards literally anything. Yeah, I mean, and maybe it might be for some people. I can confidently say I would have a very bad time living in Los Angeles.
I was going to say I kind of dug the people and the fact that you can go into whatever restaurant you want to wearing whatever you want to wear, because nobody knows if you're like an actual millionaire film producer or if you're just some dude that's
homeless.
Indiana.
You're literally homeless.
You're homeless. Yeah. Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool. The food was bomb too. It's like still the best Mexican food I've ever had in my entire life.
I like San Diego food better.
Well, I've never been to San Diego. Never been there.
If I had to compare food scenes, I was in the food industry for a while. I would pick San Diego. I think San Diego has better places. Like I think their Mexican is better. I think their fine dining is better. And that's not what this pod is about.
Yeah, it's not.
But next question: what could get you to move to LA? Like job, money, fame, sports. Like what would you be like? All right, well, I have to. I'll move to LA.
It would have to be it'd have to be just money, and it'd have to be like not money dragging me out there. It would just have to be like I came into like multiple million, hundreds of millions of dollars, and like I just want to have a house in LA. Like that's the kind of thing I would do. I'm good here, man. Like this is my spot. You know what I mean? And some of us that podcast, try to stay not in LA. We try to stay, closer to the actual school. So, yeah. So I think that's why you guys listen to our podcast instead of that one anyway. So there we go.
I love that. That was so a low key burn. We can move on, but that's also a bad part of LA.
Oh yeah, dang it, man! That should have been my answer.
It would have been a great answer. Let's move actually to UCLA. What's the best part of UCLA? I think I have their what?
Their color scheme.
Yeah, I knew it. I have unicorn helmet overall color scheme as your answer.
Oh. How are you gonna have whatever color blue you want to call that, right? Like let's just for the sake of like not getting
newborn baby blue.
Yeah. How is that going to be your primary color? Do you know what I mean? Like that is it's such a soft color. Like it's such an LA color. Like even the gold is kind of soft. Like it's not like a hard gold.
Nope.
You know
it's not the Notre Dame gold.
No. Notre Dame's soft too, but
cool.
No, the color scheme's so dope.
So cool. It is really, really cool. It's not the Rose Bowl.
No.
The best part of UCLA is not the Rose Bowl. I think actually Pauley Pavilion's semi-sweet.
We did visit their campus when I was out there. Not visited, but like we drove around it and through it, and it's incredible. You want to talk about a different part of LA?
There are some donors. There are some donors to that school.
Yes. Very cool. Very cool campus.
Yep. All right, let's move to this game. And I kind of started this and we kind of laughed and we gave BS answers, but I want your real answer. When's the last time you were this excited for an IU game? And when's the last time you were this excited for an IU team? 2-part question.
This excited for an IU game? Man, I don't know. I'm a nerd, dude. I get pretty hyped up for all of them. But like this excited, nervous, and like not being able to be there, probably
Ole Miss bowl game.
I was going to say Missouri at Missouri. I'm just thinking like national TV. The COVID thing made it weird, right?
I think the
maybe
Thursday night UCLA or not UCLA. The Thursday night Ohio State game was awesome.
That was awesome. Maybe I'll go Gator Bowl. Gator Bowl was definitely like up there, but that was like the last game that I was at, like last bowl game I went to.
Yeah,
so
that wasn't. Yeah, it was. What about an IU team? Everyone,
team.
I feel like you and I get excited every game, but I feel like we've lessened the last 2 years. But when's the last time you've been this excited about a team?
Team's very good. I probably back when we had a bunch of studs on that team, probably 2014, 15, somewhere in there when we made our run to the Pinstripe Bowl with like Sudfeld and Coleman and Latimer and Bolzer and all those people.
Yeah, I mean this team has a chance to be better than the Peyton Ramsey teams.
The 2019 team, yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, we're not the only ones saying it. I mean, this is a big game. I mean, if
my answer, yours is probably the right answer, but it's when we beat Penn State in the COVID year. That was the last team I got like, oh my, and that ended up being because I don't. Penn State, I don't even think had a winning record that year, but at the time, I mean, everyone thought that team was going to be top 10, top 15 team, right? Like, holy cow, we just beat a top 10, top 15 team. Michael Penix is playing out of his mind. That was my answer, was 2020 was the last time I was this excited for a team.
Yeah.
Just like from top to bottom. Because again, we were high on Sig. Sig just came off the 2019 season, right? So that's.
What do you mean?
I think both of our answers. It's been a while
Mm-hmm.
for a callback of one of the pod's best moments.
Gotcha. All right. Anything else?
You're not even gonna get You're off your game. It's been a while. Come on.
Oh, I did miss it. I did. I'm off. Yeah, you're 100% right. I'm just off. Then
All right. Last Randos, and then we can get into predictions. Do you like the national hype IU's been getting? I sent a few tweets. Like gambling sites are starting to prop up our against the spread. We're showing up on a ton of shows just talking about some of the stats we've put up. Do you like or dislike the national hype over the last 36 hours?
I want to prove it Saturday, and then I'll love it.
I like it regardless.
I mean, of course, right?
If I was just yelling into the void with no one hearing, that happens anyway. I'm me.
Yeah.
But in general, I love it. I love actually being able to chime into a college, not chime in, but like listen to a college sports show, and they're talking about IU football.
Yeah.
It gives me 2020 vibes, honestly.
Man. Yeah. So, I mean, if it seasons anything like that, that'd be incredible. All right, man. Is that it? We're done
That's all I got.
with the
That's all I got.
randos?
Yep.
All right. I'll see if I can pull myself together here towards the end. All right, let's get into the randos. We didn't even read Seth's stuff. It doesn't matter, right? Seth's got a final score.
It's all just yada yada. It's Seth.
Yeah. And it's voice text, so it's like really hard to determine what he's saying. But either way, he does have Indiana winning the ball game 23-20.
What a clown.
And he does reference again some mucking it up, Brandon, about being a kind of a not great overall football game, but a good final score for IU. Interested to hear what yours is, because mine's a little bit out there.
Mine is not. Spread wise, yes. I think IU wins this 30-13. I think IU jumps out to maybe a 14-3, 17-7 lead, and then it's, I don't want to say coasting, but I think we saw that if back in the Tom Allen days, and even in the Kevin Wilson days, to be honest, like IU had a chance to take their foot off the gas, right? That hasn't happened in the extremely small sample size. I think you've seen IU jump out to fast starts. I think that's because of great coordinators. I think that's a great film study. I think that's great leadership. I think that's great motivation from the head coach. So I can see this IU jumping out to a 2-score lead early in the first half, and then just maybe extending it a little bit through the rest of the game. So I have IU covering the spread with the under 30-13.
I threw my hands in the air because I did not think you would do what I did. I have Indiana winning 27-10. So there's a 3-point difference across the board on both sides. Again, the under, just based on what we've seen from UCLA's offense in one game so far.
And IU's defense.
And then what we've seen from IU's offense. I think, as we've talked about multiple times, I do think game one was kind of just walking through the motions offensively, trying not to put too much tape out for UCLA. And again, it could have been way worse than what it was, final score. And Coach Sig said it himself. I mean, there were multiple missed reads. There was a terrible pass from Tyson Lawton on a beautiful running back pass that was open by a mile. But I mean, again, I think that we go in kind of the same thing as you. I think it's a little bit closer, and then I think we score after halftime, and then it's kind of just coasting it from there. I think we get some turnovers and win the turnover margin. I think it's going to be a good Saturday night, man.
Yeah, and you got to figure out if it's going to be at your house or not.
I think it is. She's working right now, so that she doesn't do overtime on Saturday. So there you go. All right, dude. So we'll have Seth post the poll on that. Why don't you text that while I go through this next part here real quick?
Yep.
All right, let's do the look around the Big Ten. We've done this for 2 weeks now, and I've lost you guys a bunch of money if you followed me, and if not, although last week, man, I had a heck of a week last week.
I was the opposite. I had a bad weekend last week.
You even got mad at me. You're like, dude, you got to pass those along, and I should have.
You did. Yeah, you. I need to stop listening to myself and listen to you.
All right, here we go. You ready? These are against the spread, all against the spread. We got Alabama at Wisconsin, plus 16 for Wisconsin. I got Alabama covering that very easily.
Yep, same.
This is a snoozer. Arkansas State at Michigan. Michigan favorite by 24 points. Michigan covers that.
I don't know about that. I'm going to take Arkansas State.
Okay. I think Michigan comes out and is kind of, just guns blazing. You might see a different quarterback. I think you might. Central Michigan at Illinois. I had this with the Chippewas covering, and then I went to go look at some stuff from that FIU game, and there's no chance. I think Illinois surprises everybody and starts 3-0. Oregon minus 14 at Oregon State. Give me the Beavers to cover that one. I think Oregon's going to continue to struggle. Well. Notre Dame, all sorts of pissed off at Purdue, plus 12.5 for Purdue. I think this is a 3-score game. When it's all said and done, I think Purdue does what they do. I think they keep it pretty close for a little bit, and then Notre Dame just puts them away. Another snooze fest. Prairie View.
I have Notre Dame as well. Notre Dame.
Prairie View A&M at Michigan State. That's easy. There's no spread that I have yet. Michigan State rolls in that one. Here's another dumb scheduling snafu. Never schedule Nevada. Nevada at Minnesota. Minnesota favored by 14.5.
I'm going to disagree. Nevada is not very good.
No,
they have played 3 games, but they've lost to Georgia Southern and SMU, who's not bad, but they lost to SMU at home. If you're going to give me points,
points, not straight up. This is against the spread. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping Nevada. Here's an interesting one, and I've got a okay, we can talk about this one if we need to. Washington State at Washington. Washington minus 4. Give me the Cougars in this one.
I like
to outright win.
Yes.
They look pretty tough so far. You got Troy at Iowa. Iowa favored by 22.5. Iowa rolls in that one.
Yeah, Troy lost everyone. They lost their coach. They lost all their players to transfer. You just can't reload that quickly. I like Iowa.
Northern Iowa at Nebraska. Again, no money line out for this one. I got Nebraska rolling in that one as well. Man, another upset of another crappy team that's going to be 3-0. Eastern Illinois at Northwestern. Somehow there's not a line on this, which makes me think that Eastern Illinois is absolute garbage. So give me Northwestern on that one as well. And here's another upset special for you, Brandon, because you know I love that quarterback at Virginia, and I hate Maryland. Maryland favored by 2.5 going to Virginia. I got Virginia winning.
Maryland, I bet Maryland outright. I bet Maryland in parlays. Maryland, you burned me. And Virginia is a better team than Michigan State. So yes, might do what about a little Virginia Wazoo parlay? That could pay out 3 to 4 to 1.
It could. We'll make it happen. I had a little Breece Hall last night, first touchdown.
Nice. I had Mike Evans first touchdown.
Did you? There you go. I also said that Christian McCaffrey was going to score a touchdown. So thankfully, DraftKings is cool, and they're just like, yeah, you didn't know that he wasn't playing. So, all right, cool. That's enough of that talk. That is enough of this podcast. 45 minutes. We've doubled our time from last week. So that is good for the listeners, I think. Although half the time I spent trying to get this lady out of my ear, whatever was happening. I don't know. You were there. I was with you. I could hear you, but she was screaming in my ear for some. I don't know what it was. Either way, I sound like a super boomer right now, so let's get out of here before I sound any older than what I am. So be sure to check out the pod on Twitter, Instagram at Happy Hour IUFB. Be sure to download, rate, review, follow on all of our platforms. Join us again as we celebrate our first ever.
Celebrate.
Dude, there's nothing in this. There's nothing. This is just pure.
That's the
drink.
issue. This
Yes.
is a happy hour pod,
It
and
is
you're
happy
not
hour.
drinking.
Not drinking. I should have been drinking. My bad. Sorry, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Peace.